Today, we're diving into the world of Star Wars with a look at one of the most highly anticipated games of recent years, Jedi Fallen Order. We'll be discussing the story, gameplay mechanics, and most importantly, we'll be going for that juicy platinum trophy. So, whether you're a die-hard Star Wars fan or just looking for a new game to sink your teeth into, sit back, relax, and let's answer the question, Jedi Fallen Order, was it any good? Developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by EA, Jedi Fallen Order takes the place after the events of Revenge of the Sith and follows the story of Cal, a young Padawan who survived Order 66 and is now on a quest to rebuild the Jedi Order while being hunted by the Empire. Respawn Entertainment is a name you might be familiar with because it was founded by the original co-founders of Infinity Ward after they were fired from Activision in 2010, shortly after they released Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. One of the greatest games of our generation. They since went on to create successes such as Apex Legends and Titanfall, while Call of Duty has slowly gotten worse and worse each year since then. I like to think of this game as the Dark Souls of the Star Wars games. It combines elements of action, adventure, and RPG, all set in the iconic Star Wars universe. From the thrilling lightsaber battles to the exploration of ancient ruins, Jedi Fallen Order promises to deliver an unforgettable experience for fans of the franchise and gamers alike. This video is split into 3 parts: the story, the gameplay, and then the Platinum Trophy journey. So, let's start with the story. I'll just give you a brief SparkNotes version of it. The game begins with Cal Kestis, a young Jedi Padawan who survived Order 66 and the destruction of the Jedi Order. Cal is now in hiding and trying to evade the Empire, who are hunting down and executing all remaining Jedi. Cal is eventually discovered by the Empire and forced to flee, leading him on a quest to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization that could help him restore the Jedi Order. Along the way, Cal is joined by a group of allies, including a former Jedi named Seer Junda, a pilot named Grease Dreedus, and a trusty droid named BD-1. As Cal travels to various planets in search of the ancient civilization, he encounters various threats including Imperial forces, dangerous wildlife, and hostile locals. Along the way, Cal learns more about the Force and his own abilities, and begins to confront his past and the trauma of Order 66. Eventually, Cal and his allies discover the location of the ancient civilization, and there they find a holocron containing a list of Force-sensitive children, which they can use to begin restoring the Jedi Order. But they are confronted by Inquisitors, a group of dark side users who are working for the Empire. In a final showdown, Cal faces off against the Inquisitor leader, who is revealed to be a former Jedi named Trilla Siduri. Cal is ultimately able to defeat Trilla and unlock the secrets, which he uses to begin rebuilding the Jedi Order. Overall, the story of Jedi Fallen Order is a fantastic addition to the Star Wars universe. It's filled with action, adventure, and emotional moments. It offers a deeper look into the events that followed the Revenge of the Sith, and I highly recommend the game and experiencing the story for yourself. Now let's talk about the gameplay. First off, this game is played in third person, so it gives you a great view of the action. The gameplay is a mix of exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. One of the standout features of the game is the combat system. Players use a lightsaber and various force abilities to take on enemies, such as push, pull, and throwing your lightsaber. It's not difficult like Dark Souls or other games, but the lightsaber combat is very satisfying and makes you feel like a true Jedi. The combat also involves dodging, parrying, and countering, making it a challenge for even the most skilled players, and I just gotta say, getting a parry feels so good. Another interesting aspect of the combat is the ability to customize your lightsaber. You can change the hilt, blade color, and even the sound of the lightsaber. Additionally, you can unlock new abilities as you progress through the game, giving you even more options in combat. Aside from combat, exploration is a significant part of the game. You travel to different planets, each with its own unique environments and challenges. The levels are well designed, and you'll often have to use your abilities to overcome obstacles and progress through the game. The game also features a Metroidvania style map, meaning you can revisit previous areas once you've unlocked new abilities. Puzzle solving is also a key component of the game. Players will encounter various puzzles and challenges throughout the game, and it often requires you to use your force abilities and lightsaber skills to progress. The puzzles are well designed and offer a good challenge for players. One of the standout features of the game is BD-1. He is Cal's trusty droid companion, and BD-1 not only provides useful information and assists you in combat, but he also helps you navigate the levels by hacking doors and finding secrets. BD1 is a great addition to the game and adds a lot of personality to the experience. Although he can't talk directly, you can tell by the tone in his beeps whether he's happy or sad or whatnot. In conclusion, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a fantastic game with a great mix of combat, exploration, and puzzle solving. The combat's always satisfying and makes you feel like a true Jedi, while the exploration and puzzles keep the game interesting and challenging. If you're a Star Wars fan or just looking for a great action-adventure game, then Jedi Fallen Order is definitely worth checking out for the gameplay. With all that said, now we can finally go for the Platinum Trophy. The game has 40 total trophies and is estimated to take about 30 hours to complete. To get the Platinum Trophy, you first have to complete the story, find all 10 terrarium seeds, and scan every enemy in the game. The story is straightforward. We'll get that done as we complete the other trophies. The 10 terrarium seeds are a special collectible scattered throughout the game. It's suggested that you collect them during your initial playthrough because they take in-game time to grow. If you wait until the end of the game to collect them, you could find yourself taking longer than necessary to get the platinum. And to scan enemies, you must defeat them and then click the button to have BD1 scan them into your database. This is the most important trophy to keep note of. Be sure to scan every enemy you come across with BD1 after you defeat them. If you scan them during your playthrough, you will save yourself a ton of time post-game not having to track down enemies you've already encountered. I completed all the story missions up until the final mission. We will do that mission last. During my playthrough, I got all the story-related trophies while scanning all the enemies. The Mantis, this is basically just for completing the tutorial. A long time ago, discover the Bogano Vault. The obstacle is the way. Complete the Tomb of Elrond. This is just a dungeon beneath Bogano, and it requires you to solve a massive ball puzzle. Admittedly, this took me a minute to figure out, but just use your Jedi Force powers and eventually you will get it. Happy Go Wookiee, free the Wookiees from Imperial imprisonment. We get this when we help Sam Guerrera on Kashyyyk. Everything is connected. Complete the Tomb of Mictril. This is the second tomb in the game and it's also located on Zepho. It's part of the main story and is unmissable. Her name was Masana Tide. This is story related and cannot be missed. The Ninth Sister is a challenging boss. Her attacks are powerful and you must be able to dodge, block, and parry in order to avoid taking damage, but it is also enjoyable. It's a cinematic and visually stunning encounter. She's a large, imposing character that fills the screen and commands your attention. Her attacks are flashy and dynamic, which makes it an exciting fight that's both visually and mechanically engaging. Defeating the Ninth Sister is a key moment in the story as it brings us one step closer to restoring the Jedi Order. Next, we fight this giant bat boss named Gorgara. This boss has two phases. First, you fight it on the ground normally, and then at about 10% health, it flies away. Later, you will encounter it again as you're climbing up the wall. This part is really easy. You just climb to the top and avoid the falling pieces. If you stop at all, you will die. I found that out the hard way. But once you get to the top, he grabs you, you fly around for a little bit, and then the trophy pops once the boss dies. Next we get, for a more civilized age, craft your own lightsaber. After our lightsaber breaks due to in-game events, we have to create our own lightsaber, and we learn this badass new ability with dual lightsabers. We also get Blade Master right after this. You just have to hit a single enemy with all lightsaber types, which we unlock with the dual lightsaber attack. The next boss we fight is Terran Malicos. He is a former Jedi Master and is equipped with dual lightsabers. Unfortunately, he turned to the dark side, so we have to eliminate him. He is very powerful considering he was the Jedi General during the Clone Wars. Luckily, we have Night Sister Marin to help us as he's too powerful for one Jedi to defeat. But in the end, we defeat him and we get the trophy. After that, we get the holocron awaits for opening the vault, and inside the vault we find the holocron containing the list of Force-sensitive children, which the Empire wants, and unfortunately they steal it from us, which leads to the last mission, but we will be doing that later. While I was doing those story missions, I got these various trophies, the first one being Sabersmith. And you just get this for fully customizing your lightsaber, which you can do at any bench inside the game, and there's even one inside your ship. The full glow up, customize the look of Cal, BD1, and Mantis, and you just do this inside the pause menu. Kickoff, defeat an enemy only using kicks. I found a single stormtrooper to bully with my kicks until he went down. Back at you, defeat 50 enemies with reflected blaster bolts, which you do all the time. You just have to press the parry button as soon as you're about to get hit by a bullet. Don't mess with BD1, defeat an enemy with a hacked droid. You get this upgrade in your skill tree. I used it here and waited for the droid to defeat the enemy. Perfect timing, parry 100 enemies. Parrying is a staple mechanic in the game, so this came naturally. Cal got your tongue, slice an Ogdo's tongue. These are giant frog monsters. I found one inside the arena during one of the story missions, and you can pull out its tongue using your force power to pull it out, and then you just slice it with your lightsaber, and the trophy pops. What goes around? Defeat an enemy with their own slowed blaster bolt. This one was a little weird. You gotta use your slow force power to slow the bullet they shoot, and then use your pull force power to pull that enemy who shot the bullet into said bullet. Took a few tries, but I got it. Look out below, send 25 enemies off the edge. This came naturally as I used push to send enemies off the edge, instantly defeating them. Legendary beast, defeat 4 mysterious creatures. I came across these guys just playing the game. They're more powerful versions of monsters you fight. And the last one we fought was this giant spider. Scum and Villainy, defeat each type of bounty hunter, which are these mini bosses that seem to spawn at random and in random locations. I also got this one naturally just playing the game. Now it's time for the grind. The cleanup trophies. These are brutal because this game does not have a fast travel system and the map it gives you flat out sucks. It's hard to navigate and we have to backtrack all the planets that we've already been to find all the treasures we missed. If I was to go for the platinum again, I would have followed a collectibles guide from the start just to make my life a hell of a lot easier. Anyways, I got kicking back. I had to go out of my way for this one, but basically just get behind a Philac and let it kick you, then kick it back. Triple take, defeat 3 enemies with a single lightsaber throw. Once I unlocked this ability, I found a perfect spot with 3 enemies next to each other to get this. After a few tries, I unlocked the trophy. Full house, recruit all possible crew members for your ship, Marin and then the furry friend in Bogano from this secret puzzle. Echolocation, discover 75 Force Echoes, which are collectible in the game. There are around 112 Force Echoes, but fortunately you only need 75 of them. That is a huge W, unlike Hogwarts where it makes you get 100% of the collectibles. Bank shot, I just threw an enemy into another enemy for this one. Visiting Alderaan places. We have to go back to Zepho after gaining more abilities to find this hidden crash site of a giant ship called the Venator. It's an old Jedi ship that crashed here when Order 66 was executed. It's quite a large ship and it took me a while to go through the whole ship, but once you fully explore it, the trophy pops. A medical droid. You can find stim canisters to increase the amount of times you can heal, kind of similar to your Estus flask in Dark Souls. And we find the 10th and final one after the last trophy at the Venator crash. Green thumb. This is for finding all 10 terrarium seeds that we talked about at the start. Once they're fully grown, the trophy pops.
Hey Grace, you calling?
Data disk. Find all BD1's encrypted logs. These are just more collectibles and this takes forever. Feel the Force. Unlock all your skills. I got this while going for the other achievements. A galaxy far away. Explore each map to 100%. This one kind of ties in with the last two. This one was super annoying because you can't just fast travel back to parts of the map. You have to backtrack specific ways and it's not very clear where you need to go. And I mean, just look at this map. It is so fucking confusing. I really hope that they revamp this in the next game. I had to look up guides how to get to certain parts, and from what I could tell, I was not the only one annoyed by this problem. But either way, we get it. This was definitely the most annoying trophy, and it took me the longest. Collector, collect all chests and secrets. I did this one simultaneous with the last few trophies, another annoyingly grindy trophy. Can't touch this. Precision evade 100 attacks. This is another skill you unlock, and I don't know if it was bugged or what, because I got it in way less than 100 dodges. But the goal is to dodge at the perfect time so that you get a slow motion dodge. Do this 100 times and the trophy pops. Big Bang. I had no idea how to do this during my playthrough, so I looked it up and found out you can push rockets and grenades back with the force. So I do that at the same place I farmed the triple lightsaber kill at, trophy pops. And lastly is not so fast. I farmed this out on the stormtroopers in Bugano. You have to upgrade your slow force skill, and then instead of just pressing the button once like you normally do, you have to hold it, and then you get a second animation where it slows all enemies around you, and once you get enough kills, the trophy pops. Now we can move on to the last mission of the story. We only need 2 more trophies and we can finish the platinum. The last trophies we need are Data Collector, which is the scan all enemies trophy we have been working on for the entire game. The last ones we need are the final boss and a secret enemy in the final chapter. And the last boss is none other than the second sister, who we fought in the beginning, but this time we get to finish her off. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the last boss fight, so I'm just going to show a clip of me fighting her in the first chapter. The trophy doesn't pop right away. Now we got to run out of the fortress and escape. And as we escape, we run into a secret but familiar character who just so happens to be the last entry we need to scan for our bestiary. Darth Vader. I was not expecting him to show up in this game, so I was caught off guard when he did. This was such a cool moment because you get to see firsthand how powerful Darth Vader really is. The game does a good job of showing you that you do not have a chance to beat him, and you just have to run away. Hopefully this leads into the next game's story when it comes out next week. I hope we get to see more Darth Vader. It'd be really cool to fight him. Luckily, he gets scanned automatically, giving us the trophy. Lastly, we do end up escaping and we get Trust Only in the Force, which is just to complete the game's story, and then the platinum trophy pops.
So where to now?
Alright, so Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, was it any good? I would say yes. I'm gonna give the difficulty a 4. The fun about, I would give it a 6 for the trophy, and then the grind, I'm gonna give it an 8. Just because, there was a lot of good trophies, but some of them, they just required way too much grindy. It was definitely one of the more grindy games I've done, so I'm gonna give it an 8. And the time it took me was about 28 hours. So close to the 30 hours it recommended. And overall, it was a really good game, and I do recommend to try to play it, especially if you want to go for the platinum, but definitely follow a guide. I wasn't much of a big Star Wars fan before this game, but now I am. I'm actually really want to watch the movies now, and I ended up buying the next game, Jedi Survivor, so I plan on making a video about that as well.